What is up, everybody? I hope you guys are all having a good day. Well, I've got some interesting information to get into today, certainly with what's going on in Russia. So, essentially, with all the sanctions, we do see that the Central Bank of Russia. This is from the initial news release here, and the Ministry of Finance announcing the possible imminent legalization of cross-border payments in cryptocurrencies. Now, if you're not aware, and if you didn't catch one of the things that I found probably 5 or 6 months ago, that the Central Bank of Russia directly trialed XRP and RippleNet and talked about potentially utilizing Ripple to underpin the entire system of DLT for cross-border payments from Russia. I'm going to go over that with you in a second as well. This is the Ministry of Finance announced the possible imminent legalization of cross-border payments in crypto. Deputy Minister noted both the Ministry of Finance and the Central Bank. Now, the Central Bank is the organization that obviously trialed XRP, agreed that in the current conditions it is impossible to do cross-border finance without settlements in cryptocurrency. They didn't talk about any of the regulatory frameworks that would need to be introduced or anything like that, but they're just literally saying, people can open up crypto wallets outside the Russian Federation, so it is necessary that this can be done within Russia as well. And given all the infrastructures that have been put in place with the SWIFT network and all the sanctions involved, the Central Bank and the Ministry of Finance basically saying that cross-border payments dealing in crypto pretty much needs to happen, okay? If you're not aware, Russia has been pretty much building out this alternative to the SWIFT messaging system for a while now with some of the BRICS nations. So you've got Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. There's a couple more nations that are potentially going to be joining BRICS as well. But it says, this is from 2020, I believe. In October 2019, Russian and Chinese news media reported that Russia, China, and India plan to link their respective systems together. Although India doesn't have its own cross-border messaging system, it has been reported that one is being developed connecting these systems. The articles have stated, now this is a congressional report, would provide users an alternative to the SWIFT system. This is the document that I'm talking about, though. This is Foreign and Russian Experience of Blockchain Digitization by Central Banks, Financial and Technology Companies. This comes from the Atlantis Press. This is from Ural Federal University in Russia. And it talks about the relevance and discussion of the practical application of the blockchain digital technologies application by financial market participants in Russia and abroad, determined the goals and objectives, shaped the choice of this research project. Now, it talks about the most common solutions, but what I really want to get into is right here. And this is something that I found, like I said, probably a handful of months ago. So I'm just going to read this to you guys, okay? One of the toolkit projects based on the mechanisms of blockchain technology was the Bank of Russia, so the Central Bank of Russia's project on the cross-border transfers implementation. In the first half of 2018, the Bank of Russia's Novosibirsk, I'm definitely going to mispronounce that, innovative laboratory, so the innovation lab within the Central Bank of Russia, conducted research on testing the possibility of cross-border settlements, not payments, using the Ripple platform. The system technology assumed that the settlement participants had special accounts opened in national payment systems and addresses in the Ripple network. Reflection of operations in national payment systems could be performed both after each transfer and at the end of the trading day or at certain intervals. Based on the research results, it was concluded that the Ripple platform can be considered as the basis for starting work on creating a system of cross-border settlements, provided that the following organizational, legal, and technical issues are resolved. This is where it gets into them certainly testing XRP or exploring use cases for XRP. And there's bullet points here. So assuming that the following organizational, legal, and technical issues are resolved. Use for XRP transfers or equivalents of fiat currencies or dollar-based currencies issued by each participant, the national bank. Determination of a mechanism for reconciling balances between the accounts of Ripple participants and the national payment system. Use of embedded cryptographic solutions on the Ripple network. Development of a procedure for determining cross rates for the internal currency, XRP, when deciding to use XRP in interstate settlements. Maintaining correspondence directories between the addresses of the accounts of Ripple network participants and the accounts of the banks they serve in national payment systems. So, found this pretty interesting, knowing that, kind of where Russia's going, what they're trying to facilitate here. Ripple and XRP certainly aren't the only aspects of testing, I'm sure, within the Central Bank of Russia. But I will kind of give you guys, after I go through this stuff, some of the other stuff that I've found in the past year, 2 years. Also saw this, September 4th, 2022. The Saudi Central Bank hires cryptocurrency chief to boost digital ambitions. Who they've essentially hired, this is Saudi Arabia's banking regulator, recently appointed Mohsen Al-Zarani to lead its virtual assets and central bank digital currency program, and a sign of the Gulf states' potential crypto ambitions. We can go and look in the past for Mohsen Al-Zarani here, okay? Pictured with Chris Larson. I think this was back in 2018, co-founder and executive chairman of Ripple. This was at Swell by Ripple. Now, Mohsen Al-Zarani also has been associated with the Sadad payment system. I believe, there's Sadad aspects or fintech aspects within Bahrain too. We know Bahrain's Sadad fintech is ODL enabled, I believe. I just saw that today. But this is Saudi Arabia. But he's been associated with the Saudi Central Bank since July of 2018. And he received a Visionary Award issued by Ripple in September 2018. Found that a little bit interesting. And then we've got kind of the OG within the XRP community, Hodor, putting out a direct quote from, I'm going to mess up his name here, Mohsen Al-Zarani. I just just closed that out. Essentially, what the quote stated, though, was that Xcurrent really didn't, whenever they integrated Xcurrent from the messaging standpoint, it really didn't have to deal with any sort of regulations because it kind of interfaced seamlessly with the current system. If you want to check out that quote, you can go back to Hodor's old blog and certainly check it out. But I found some previous stuff as well, Central Bank of Russia, gold, XRP, all sorts of interesting information that I'm about to hop into right now. So, World Trade Organization talking, can blockchain revolutionize international trade? Within this document, it talks about this CASA platform, QUASA, which is an open blockchain platform for cargo transportation companies in Russia and the Commonwealth of Independent States. Now, this CASA platform, you'll see, has revamped what they're framing the platform around. Now it says open metaverse for the people, but it still exists. And it's underpinned by Ripple. They directly tie into Ripple. You can see Ripple right here. You can see not to use CASA platform as intermediary for performing transactions. The first stage of CASA includes the use of Ripple API protocol as a payment system. During the selection of a payment system protocol, CASA focused on open solutions with the following features. And then it talks about delivery terms, while API Ripple protocol ensures the payments according to the technical payment conditions. If CASA agrees to accept the order for execution, the platform performs necessary preparation for payment using the Ripple Protocol API, reservation of necessary amount for fulfilling smart contract terms, Ripple Protocol, Ripple API. The platform now is framing around, or is phrased around reshaping the future within the world's first metaverse to unite the people. But we do know that they were underpinned by Ripple mechanisms in the past. Here's their Twitter if you want to check them out. Last but not least, I wanted to get into this. Now, this website is down now. This is d3ledger.com, but D3 Ledger is tied directly into Sora. Sora, a pretty big project if you followed them with some of their initiatives dealing in the Polkadot ecosystem, certainly as well. This is kind of one of their OG documents that I found from 2019, which talks about the Russian regulated financial market. It's actually the National Settlement Depository of Russia, which I did a video on this document probably a year and a half ago. It talks about D3 network nodes. It talks about Ethereum and Ripple tying into these network nodes, and it talks about the Swiss regulated financial market, the Russian regulated financial market, and the USA regulated crypto market. Well, we're not there yet, but it'll be interesting to watch as regulations do come about. Just wanted to kind of present everything because obviously this announcement, the Ministry of Finance announcing the possible imminent legalization of cross-border payments in crypto, along with the central bank coming out of Russia, I thought was very interesting. Take it all with a grain of salt. Some of this stuff is older just because this stuff has been tested. Doesn't mean it's going to be utilized, but I do find it very interesting that the Russian Central Bank's innovation lab directly tested RippleNet and is talking about Ripple being the basis for starting work on a cross-border infrastructure for something like an entire nation of Russia through the central bank. And they certainly trialed XRP as well. Otherwise, they wouldn't have these bullet points for potential adoption. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully this was some news to you guys. Yeah, and I will talk to you when I talk to you. Thank you. Bye.